Welcome everyone to the SHIRO show. The first of the year, the first of what year is it? 2025, I think.
Welcome to 2025.
Welcome
yes.
to 2025.
Already.
25?
We are your friends. 25. 2025.
And we got all three of us here today, which is also a good bonus.
Starting off the year right. We're a quarter of a century into this century.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can't wait. I feel like an old person.
I remember Y2K clearly.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know, right?
No one should be forced to remember
That's
that.
Sad. I know. Somebody was asking me. Somebody was asking, like, is the Saturn affected by Y2K? I don't think so. But Trekkie's told me that it caps out at like $21.99.
Yeah.
So you put your Saturn beyond that and it blows up. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think you can put your Saturn beyond that. But
yeah, I mean, just won't let you.
Just using magic.
But yeah, the Saturn uses four digits for its years, so it was Y2K compliant right from the get-go.
Exactly. It knew
well, that's what I
thought.
Well, Joe was like, well, it displays it in 4, but you don't know how it's stored. I was like, well, I just figured it was stored in 4 because it didn't blow up
when at 4?
When I entered 2000.
Can we get a little bit more?
Right. It was fine.
Por favor?
Yeah. Por favor.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody, for another wonderful SHIRO show. It's going to be a little more of a Dreamcast show today, but that's just kind of how it goes. We love the Dreamcast here, too, so we'll have a lot to talk about with the Dreamcast, a little bit with the Saturn, too, of course.
35 folks in chat. Oh, 37.
Yeah. I mean, we all the Dreamcasts right here, so I got the show all ready for it.
We got Analog, Black Sheep, Wiener Bob, Dragons of Saturn, Tales of Saturn.
Let me remove that. Sorry, guys.
Those guys are always first. You always got, and Neo SNK is here too. Sega Saturn SHIRO. We got Devout Craziness, Neil Henderson, Stone Man, Slowcoin, Memphis.
There we go.
Paul
we
Bort
cut this
is here.
Now.
Captain Hodden, Starlight Witch Gaming, Michael Freesh. What's up? Lawrence Goodchild, John Wong, Frog Bowl's here. Tom Fum from the UK. Rab Mac. Hey, I haven't seen Rab Mac in a while. Bo's here. What's up, Bo? He's got a story. Raiden, David Zaney. What?
Sorry, when I got my water bottle, I picked it up. Trek is like he's pulling a water bottle out of Danthrax's chest. Here you go, Dan. Give me your water back. There you go.
Breaking the fourth wall as always. Cerulean, Trekkies, Captain Hodden. I think I already said him. Who else we got? Warthog. Gopster,
Wartortle,
Scotty Mo, Fosho, and that's everybody right now. Give us a thumbs up and share the stream.
Dan's full of everything. Look at, he's got my phone with him. Like I put my phone in there, right there. That's in there.
How do you just like pull your stuff?
I got the remote for my lights, and Dan too. He's my light.
A Dan of holding.
Whoa, Dan is like literally like the uncle in Uncle from Another World.
I
like
you just pull stuff out of my body, and then
out of his body.
Come back. Yeah.
Dan is an isekai. He's like the other world.
He's like Job, except if Job was likable.
He's got
Danthrax, the gift that keeps on giving us. Thank you, Devout Craziness. That sure is me. That describes me to a T.
He's like cousin
He's certainly the gift that keeps writing articles for the website.
Exactly.
Except this week. I wasn't able to get my story done. I am working. Well, anybody in the Discord server saw that I pointed out that the Nova emulator got updated.
I'm going to pull it off from this side, so I'm not pulling out of your chest, Dan.
Pat, just
in years. But I didn't get a story written for it by the show today. So, but I'll try to get it done. We'll talk about it next week on the show.
You know what? I'll give you a break, Dan, though, because you wrote that huge article last week on like the entire summary of 2024.
Oh,
I think you were working on that for a solid like 2 weeks, right? So
yeah, that's always long. That probably took like 10 hours to put together. So yeah, that was a big one. Well, and I also did, of course, our Bomberman fight translation story. So you know, it was a 2 for last week, and then nothing this week.
Yeah, this week Dreamcast really blew up. Like we posted up that I posted that GT article, and man, that article, the Twitter links and the YouTube videos all blew up on us. Like that is now our most viewed video on YouTube. It's actually finally beaten out Castlevania.
People are excited.
Well, exactly. I mean, people love Dreamcast and they love Grand Theft Auto, so
they love new games.
They love Grand Theft Auto a little too much over in Louisiana.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Dave,
too soon,
please.
No, seriously, that was messed up. That was messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, what
folks
is that?
need to not.
I missed it.
I was just saying, folks are like playing it in real life, and it sucks. Anyway, bad joke. Sorry.
I'm just gonna hit the disappear button on Dave as a punishment.
Yeah, we need a dump button for Dave for our live show here.
I'm glad people don't get the joke. That's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't need to get the joke.
David Owens gets it though. So Grand Theft Auto 3
that joke hit us like a truck.
On the Dreamcast unofficially, thanks to a dedicated group of fans who have been working for months at least. I don't know how long it was. Do you guys remember if it was like a year or something? I don't know. I've seen I've seen them talk about it on Sega Extreme Discord now and then for a long time. So it's really cool they finally got across the finish line to some extent. I think they're still working on bugs or something with it though.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to play it because I don't have an ODE in my Dreamcast. It's a plain old Dreamcast, and I don't think they have like a CDR version of it
for the GTA thing.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think it's like a
it's a CDI image.
No, it's a CDI. Yeah, it's a CDI.
It? I thought it was just a GROM.
Yeah, Modern Vintage Gamer did a really good video on it, and he played it off CD, which I think was and to be fair, his video capture was a little skippy, like compared to like what I experience on the mode. Like it runs really quick on.
To be fair though, I actually ran into some skippiness too on mine.
Yeah, but I mean, like even despite that, running off a CD, it's still really impressive. And then like within the last, I don't know, they've done updates where you've got like you can turn the motion blur off, and it looks incredible. It actually improves. Improves the performance a little bit.
The video I put up was my bad. I thought it was ready to go from like the defaults. I didn't realize how much settings you could change on it. So I loaded up and played the default. So honestly, and then I realized later that my capture card was messing up, and it was outputting 480p.
It's a capture card.
It was a capture card. It crapped out. It was outputting 480p instead of 1080p through 60. I'm like, why does this capture look really bad? I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, yeah, the Sega guys put out their video on Grand Theft Auto 3, and they did have the wherewithal to turn off motion blur, and it does look so much better. It looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you can do widescreen with it as well, like, because it's a PC port, right? It's the port of the PC version, so you get all this extra cool stuff. It's awesome. Yeah,
you can. Honestly, I should try widescreen on my BVM, see how that looks on it.
Yeah.
Frogbowl says you compiled it very quick, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, that it was he basically sent it to me, he showed me the way to compile it. And like 30 minutes before it was released, I'm like, oh, I should probably capture this quickly, and just put like a little video
Johnny on the spot with that.
I'm usually good at that. The only caveat is that I feel like when I'm on the spot like that, I don't like doing like the recording thing, playing it live, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like people just want to like watch it being played. Sure. And don't really hear my voice.
Didn't want to do commentary.
Yeah, I don't think really was people wanted to hear that out of me at least.
I feel like you could have at least like given a couple sentences of intro to be like, hey, this just came out, and I'm not gonna speak over it, so I'm just gonna show you some gameplay. So here we go. Just let people know.
That's a good idea. I'll do that next time, Dan.
Yeah.
That actually is a good idea. I'll do it like, hey guys, quick video here. Here's GTA. San Andreas, just joking. GTA 3, here's the game. It's gonna be cool. Enjoy it.
Chinatown Wars on the Game Gear.
Ooh, honestly, I'd play Chinatown Wars on the Game Gear.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Wait, you would or you did?
I would. I'd like to.
I was gonna say, did somebody try to make that? That'd be crazy.
If they were, I wouldn't be here. I'd be playing Chinatown Wars.
You'd be playing that.
On the Game Gear.
One of the best DS games. Seriously, so good.
It actually is pretty good how good they did.
I don't know unless you played it on PS. It came out like on a bunch of other stuff, right? But I played it on DS.
Yeah.
The DS version is pretty decent. I liked it.
Great on DS. Yeah, it was great.
Honestly, there's a lot. That era is really good. There's a lot of really decent games, despite all the reviewers saying it's so bad. I remember I remember that I mean, like back in the day, like, that a lot of X-Play and all those other ones always crapped on all those like games, but like going back on a lot of the games are pretty decent. Like I remember they hated like DS games. Like there's a lot of tie-in stuff that actually was pretty decent. Or games that are unrelated.
I had so many DS games. I mean, I still do, but I got so many DS games when that was a live console.
Yeah, you know what one that really messed me up is the those anime games that they hid in for the the Ubisoft like X Maker, whatever game it is, like the pet or pets or whatever. I forgot what the name of it was.
Yeah.
The Dream line. I forgot what the name of it was called, but
Imagine.
A lot of them the Imagine line. A lot of them were like actually anime games, like Princess Maker and like Ballerina, and they were actually really good.
Yeah.
There's actually
honestly,
exclusive software.
if I wasn't doing Saturn content, I'd probably have a DS channel. Because
DS Dave.
I love that console. DS Dave.
Honestly, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Actually, SD. DSSD. Since I'm in San Diego. There you go.
That works, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Hey, did you get any new pickups this week, Dave?
I did.
The last couple weeks?
Yeah, I wasn't on last week's show, so I didn't get to talk about it. But I got the new, just released in November. What was it? Digital Eclipse put out the newly expanded Atari 50. So it's just got like a ton of other cool stuff. It's like if you guys haven't played Atari 50, it's been out for a while, but the newly expanded one is awesome.
Basically, I think I played that at Gamescom.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a documentary, right? And you can just hop into any of the Atari games, like just immediately pulls it up. I got it on the Switch, but it's on several other. It's on PC, I think. It's on PS5, PS4, whatever. Xbox, and it's really cool. Like gives you all the history and behind the scenes, lots of documentation, lots of ephemera, and lots of like little interviews and stuff with the developers, and then it's got like newly revised versions of the Atari games as well, which are really awesome. So I got that, and I also got Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. Speaking of a DS game, I got the remake on the Switch, and that went under my radar. I guess that came out last year and I had no idea that it was released.
Yeah.
And then I was just like looking over the holidays. I was like, wait, this game, they finally released it on Switch and I completely missed it. So yeah, I got that too. And we just been playing the hell out of that. So
that one's really, a good one.
It's an excellent game. It's like one of my favorite games of all time, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes.
I remember I played the Might and Magic game on Steam that they had on there. I think they used the Source engine, but that one is pretty fun.
Cool, yeah. I mean,
so what about you, Pat?
This is... Oh, go ahead, Pat.
Sorry, Dave.
No, that's okay.
Oh, can't scratch your head, Dan. Sad. Nothing much. I don't think I picked up anything at all. Actually, I mostly just been playing RuneScape again.
All right, well that's cool.
Well, RuneScape, and I've been doing some beta testing for unreleased fan translation right now. So I've been doing a little bit of testing and capture on that. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. That's cool.
So,
well, I have, if you have nothing else, I do have some pickups to discuss.
Let's hear those pickups.
Okay, so firstly, you all may remember my non-waifu figure from a few weeks ago, Kiryu, that I got and showed off on camera. Well, and I mentioned at the time that I had also ordered Majima, and he was coming a little sooner than I expected. Well, he came this week. So there's Majima. In all his tatted up glory, holding his little dagger there. Very cool. There's his back tattoo.
His back too?
Yeah.
I like that.
Super awesome. Yeah, he looks great. So he goes with Kiryu now. They're currently on the same shelf as my Sakura Wars figures, because I don't know where else to put them, but you know, they look pretty good
Sega
there.
with Sega, that makes sense.
Right. It's like, it can't quite just be like the Sega shelf, because I have Sega characters on like all of the shelves, but it's one that had room. It
is funny though, because they're semi-related, because they pretty much swapped engines. Like they swapped gameplay mechanics. Like a Dragon became like a turn-based game, and Sakura became an action brawler fighter. I don't know who made that decision. I mean, it's good for Yakuza, but I don't know why they got that away from Sakura Wars, especially with the popularity of all their their Atlas games. I'm surprised they made that decision, since turn-based is pretty in now, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, well, you know, they were a little early to that trend, like switching over with Sakura. It came out, it was going to be 6 years ago now. So that PS4 game's kind of old, at this point. Anyway, so my next pickup is one I actually should have mentioned last week, and it completely slipped my mind, which is ridiculous because it's actually a Saturn game that I picked up. And you'd think I'd mention that on a Saturn show, but it slipped my mind because it was actually in my Saturn. I had been playing it, and when I was scrambling around for the show, I totally forgot about it. It's Cyber Speedway.
Nice.
Cyber Speedway for my birthday from my buddy Dave. Not this Dave, but another Dave that I have known since high school. So thank you, Dave. I did not have a hard copy of this. I'd actually never played Cyber Speedway before. I got this disc, so I popped it in there and tried it out. And not going to lie, I kind of had more fun with it than Wipeout on the Saturn.
Wow, that's some bold statements there.
I know, that's my hot take of the week. I like Cyber Speedway more than Wipeout. And I mean, I love Wipeout, and especially, the PSP Wipeouts, the, Wipeout that's on the PS4 are all amazing. And I mean, I would still give the edge to the original Wipeout games as far as like presentation goes, and the kind of the art style, the look of the tracks is all slicker in Wipeout. Especially the Cyber Speedway having the US soundtrack, because I have the US version, and that's not as good as the original Japanese soundtrack. But I don't know, I felt like it was less frustrating to play. When you bang into walls, you don't come to a complete stop like you do in Wipeout, and I feel like the track design is a little more forgiving in Cyber Speedway.
Would you say that in Wipeout the tracks are more narrow, right? And you're just kind of like constantly going down this gauntlet? It's really about like those shoulder triggers and like trying not to bang into the walls. Whereas like with Cyber Speedway, you got a really wide road and you do a lot of like drifting around corners, right? And there's just a lot of leeway. And then also I noticed your craft, it kind of like, it does this hovering thing where it kind of almost bottoms out on the ground every once in a while, like it's just like tumbling around. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's not like smoothly hovering like the Wipeout machines. But
it'll kind of
it almost feels like sometimes you catch your belly on the ground or something like that. The belly of your craft or anything. But it's interesting. It's a completely different mechanic, but almost similar. Like it was created at the same time, arguably, as Wipeout, and it was just a completely different take on that idea. So that's interesting that you like it better. How do you like that the music by Bygone Dogs?
Oh, it's garbage. I don't like it.
Wow. There's a patch. There's a patch for that. I only just found out about a couple weeks ago on the show. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only replaces all the music with Primus. So unless you really like Primus, I'm just joking. I don't think it does that.
I mean, Primus is fine actually. If
Primus
it did
sucks.
That, but... No.
Yeah, but the Japanese. I don't know.
What are you talking about? Primus sucks. All the Primus fans know that. You never heard that? Primus sucks?
You don't like Big Brown Beavers?
That's the joke. You guys never heard the joke Primus sucks?
Oh, okay.
That's a running joke. Primus sucks.
Primus sucks. Okay.
But no, I love Primus, but I love Winona's big brown beaver.
Brown beaver. Dan, so the Japanese soundtrack is better. I agree. But
I was just playing the straight up disc, off the disc.
No, that's rad.
So
exactly.
Play it the way it was. And you didn't. I don't have a case with it. It doesn't come with like the case art or whatever. But he did send me a manual with it. I guess that's what the person, the retailer, online retailer, had it. I was loose with the manual, and the manual's in really good condition. So that was nice. It was nice to kind of like page through it and read all the extensive descriptions of every menu, as they would do in manuals back in the day.
As they would, as they should.
I don't know. I enjoyed Cyber Speedway. I did go through the campaign on like the easier difficulty. Much to my dismay, when you beat it, it's basically like, you don't get an ending. Now play it on hard.
Now you put it on hard. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, this is how you get another storyline. Put it on hard. It's like, okay.
Yeah. But I thought it was kind of cool what they tried to do. It was kind of impressive. They did voice acting for all of it. The art style's a little suspect as far as the quality goes. They basically just scanned in concept art into their computers and threw it on screen, called it a day.
It almost looks airbrushed, but like MS Paint airbrushed or something like that. It just looks weird.
Be thankful they didn't do it in the days of the AI.
Yeah.
Right. It looks a little almost unprofessional, you know, like a little amateurish.
But then again, you have to wonder, like, okay, for 95, was that normal? Or no, was that still, I don't know. It's like trying to put myself in that time frame and okay, yeah, no, this is still a little jank. But shouts to Panda, who did a cool video on that game. Folks should check it out if they haven't. It's a good one.
Yeah, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they just ran out of time, just left the concept art, and they're like, whatever, just ship it, whatever.
Because they were trying to just get games out as fast as they could shortly after the Saturn's launch in Japan, and then eventually the US.
Could have been unironically, it just could have been like their best effort.
Yeah, maybe they liked it. Maybe they're like, yeah, this looks good, ship it.
Or look it that way.
Yeah. But I mean, the most important thing is the gameplay, and I thought the gameplay was fun. Cyber Speedway. All right, so my third and last pickup. This is also a PSA for everyone. Sumos are back, y'all.
Sumos are back in style. I actually bought some myself at the store.
Did you?
Yeah, they had some of my local fries.
Awesome.
Your mileage may vary though, because it seems like they look different depending on where you are in the country. Like, so I think
they should have the little bump at the top.
Right.
I mean, the giant pokey on the top.
Yes, the pokies, the sumo pokies, the famous sumo pokies. They're delicious.
Sumo
they're juicy. Go find your sumos at your local grocer, everyone.
And get your citrus on.
Yes, get your vitamin C.
Get your citrus on.
I'm kind of sad though. I'm not seeing blood oranges in the store. I think they got rid of them. I'm sad.
Might be out of season. I don't know.
I want some blood oranges.
I don't really care for blood oranges.
Wow.
Messy. I'm not a big fan of pomegranates either, for the same reason. It's like you
no pomegranates,
and it just gets everywhere.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Don't eat those with white clothes on. That Dreamcast shirt would be ruined.
Yeah, I actually don't like. This is actually a cast shirt. I don't like wear this outside of the cast.
Oh, you forgot to mention that pickup, Pat, right?
What pickup?
The shirt you're wearing? Or did you mention that last week?
That's for Christmas. Dreamcast shirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got
There's
is
that from
Christmas.
the Sega store?
It's from the Amazon store. They had a bunch. I'm like, well, good timing, because I need some Sega shirts.
High five. I got the Saturn one and you got the Dreamcast one. I was actually thinking about getting that one. I was thinking about getting that one because I was really tempted. There's a Genesis one too that looks awesome. So that'll be my next.
I am wearing a show T-shirt from our shop.
You are. That one's classic.
We can't legally sell these though.
It is. I like it.
Joe got a compliment on that in the wild. So that's always fun when somebody actually recognizes what
Well, you got cool shirt designs, Dave.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I mean that was a fun one. I have that shirt and I rarely wear it because the green button keys out, but Dan don't care. He's just like, I'm just gonna wear it anyway.
We need to put up the new Sega girl you made, Dave. The Saturn
I need to do something with that. I was actually talking to Aerial Aces, who does the merch for Retro RGB, and he does the merch for My Life in Gaming.
Yeah, it's a nice dude.
And I think maybe we can work something out with him to where he can do the merch, and that way we can consolidate and get rid of the 3 different stores.
If he did that, I'd be down. Like if he could figure somewhere else to do that.
I haven't. It's really just been a time thing. Like I want to sit down with him and say, okay, what does this look like?
Sega guys, they want to see some Sega guys shirts on there. We could probably do that too, huh?
Yeah, that'd be rad. Definitely.
We have to put James' face on there. That looks like he's the cover of of that Radiohead album, The Bend. I was like, sorry. So that's the only stipulation, James, that we have to put your face on that shirt. So
it'd be rad if they had, and on the back it just said "See you on the Sega side." Or
see you on the Radiohead
side. Would you print that on the side of the shirt? I don't know. But shouts
to what I do with that image.
James is here in chat too. I just realized that. Sorry, James.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting this from. Oh, I think he's pointing out that we don't wear Sega guys shirts.
I wasn't paying attention. That's the thing.
But they wear SHIRO shirts on their show, and
where can I buy Sega guys shirts at? I'll buy some.
I think you can. You know what? I think you can buy them on their shop. I just haven't.
I think they do have a shop.
Yeah, link your shop in the chat, and we'll buy some shirts.
We'll just buy.
I literally didn't even know you guys had a shop, to be honest.
Well, I know they have.
You need to push that shop more, guys.
I know they have.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Put that shirt in like put it at like the end of your video or something.
Just send us 3 shirts and tell us how much they cost, and we'll do it. And we'll wear Sega Guys shirts on the show.
We will do it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have a Sega Guys themed show. We'll all wear t-shirts on the same day.
That'd be rad.
No pants.
Yeah. No pants. Well, we usually don't wear pants, right?
Can I wear underwear?
Right?
Or should I just
no pants, no underwear, no pants. Final destination.
Are we all bottomless under this table?
Yeah, I mean, not me. Obviously, I have my pajama pants on, but
no, just me. Okay.
My booty shorts.
What kind of news? What kind of news do we have to talk about?
I'm not wearing pants today.
Let's see those pants.
None of us are, but you can't see because this table is doing the heavy lifting here.
Spread them.
Covering.
And check.
My hands will remain underneath the table in safety.
No, because that's the safe
Why is
spot.
that there?
Just sit on your hands.
Oh, it was capture. I was like, why did that? It okay, there we go. That was weird. They put the browser for some reason like weirdly on the left side. I'm like, why is it like that? But I was like, oh no, I just hit the wrong button. I have a lot of browsers. I need to consolidate my sets, but I'm just too damn lazy to do that. So I'm not doing that. So anyways, first article, we did MSR. No, we didn't do MSR. No, we did not.
No, MSR was posted over the weekend.
Sorry about that.
Man, it really is the Dreamcast Friday.
That's what I'm saying.
Dream Day.
So, this isn't just
Dreamcast show.
This is a Bo article. Under the microscope.
Yep. So he did a couple under the microscopes of Dreamcast games this week. So
we played the video.
I'm playing the video. It's just music.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Dang, I forgot how awesome that intro is.
Well, okay, who wants to talk about this one? The Dream On Volume 7 demo disc has a rolling demo of MSR that's not normally playable. Bo made a patch that lets you take control of the demo and see an early version of the game. It's from 8 months before the final build. Mm-hmm. While he was at it, he made a patch for the E3 demo as well, and one for the Opal Challenge demo.
Yeah, he takes a look at 3 different demos of Metropolis Street Racer in this article, and kind of talks about some of the differences between them and with the final game. He does have a comparison at the end of the article of how the title screens look different and the option screens look different. I guess the E3 demo, you have cheats. You can look at a cheats menu in the E3 demo. I don't think that was in the first demo he looked at, though.
I like the no clip.
But yeah, so definitely check out his article or Bo's blog for all the details. It's kind of neat. I haven't played this game, so this isn't like a game that I know a whole lot about. But
have you not
it is
played
always.
MSR?
Dan? No, I haven't. No.
But you have a Dreamcast. You have a Dreamcast?
I do have a Dreamcast.
Oh my gosh. Make that a 2025 priority.
All right, I'll look for it. I like my racing games are pretty much like Test Drive. That's what my racing games.
I mean, I think that you will appreciate this game no matter how many years have gone by. Like, it's that good. It really is great. And it's got the TJ Davis and Richard Jake's soundtrack.
Oh, is this the one with them on it? Oh, that's cool.
Doesn't really matter.
And it has that Radiohead song that's the intro to the Dreamcast Junkyard's Dream Pod.
Yeah. And the control, like the handling on the cars and everything like that, really, really good. It's like, I might go as far to say it's Sega Rally good, like on the Dreamcast. It's better than Sega Rally on the Dreamcast, okay?
Sega Rally,
it's a better racing game, I think, than Sega Rally on the Dreamcast. Go with MSR, great game. You owe it to yourself. Just like I tell Peter, I'm like, you got to play PSO finally. He's like the biggest Knights fan, PSO but he hasn't played PSO, and I'm like, that's a Sonic Team game. You have to play it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's play some PSO.
This is awesome, Bo. Thanks for what an exhaustive article.
It is exhaustive.
It's pretty long. There's a lot of comparisons.
Like, I don't feel like we can do it justice here.
No, we can't.
What should we highlight here?
Here's all the menus and stuff. The title screen differences.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is. You're right, Pat. I like the clipping mode or the no clip mode where you can just kind of like check out the town and stuff like that. Like, see, you can really kind of investigate these levels without having to be tied to the track.
The Opal Challenge menu has after you apply Bo's patch, there's patches. There's like a special pause menu with options for like viewer off, TV camera off, camera reel. So different like camera options and stuff. Yeah. Pants off.
We never see the driver, so.
It's true.
And MSR did the radio thing too, right? Like the changing the radio stations, right, Pat? Like that was and wasn't that was that before Grand Theft Auto 3?
Yeah, this came out in 2000 something.
So this kind of pioneered that, like the whole like tuning the radio, like in racing and stuff like. Yeah, like I feel like this did it first, and of course, like Grand Theft Auto came known for that, but this was doing it. Yeah, so cool. that was a feature I really liked.
Oh, Maximum Dude was playing PSO the other night. Was it the original, or was he playing?
Yeah, Bo says the radio interface is different in these demo versions as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool differences. Like he talks about them in the article, so I would definitely take the time to look through it because I love seeing all the differences in the demos and stuff.
And while you're at it, if you guys are on the SHIRO website, you click on the menu under resources. There is a new, you guys probably talked about it last time, but hacks and cheats, new category on the website. And that links you to every article that Bo has written over the past year. He's been super busy. Right, so 2024 was a great year for hacks and cheats. And there's so much stuff to dig into here.
Yeah,
so check
this one just pretty much compiles all of Bo's articles. So every single one of them, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many articles are here. It's nuts.
There's a lot.
Yeah, including a few that like we had written about stuff he found before he started contributing himself to our site.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's all there. And that wasn't that you, Dave, just like going through and manually tagging each one?
I think you had one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, just adding them. Yeah, that was nothing. Yeah, that was nothing. Just it was a quick thing.
That pretty much just probably just like get the tags or whatever.
It was a long time coming, though. I will say, because I should have done a long time ago. But again, these things tend to come to me during the show, and I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be a good idea. So let's do it. And so now you've got so much good stuff here under the resources tab, which really is just the community. You got Ray's HTML 1.0 site. You got the online setup guide, which was largely Joe helped out with that, made all that possible. Saturn Archive, which is Saturn Memories contribution. Fan translations, I believe that's Private Eye, who heads up the fan translations. Homebrew software, that's actually me. I'm still working on that.
Come on, Dave.
Trying to get a good listing. But hey, I'll have another year of stuff to add to that. Hacks and Cheats is Bo, and then Saturn and Film and TV was I think Hitomi, right? Hitomi 2500. I hope I'm not miscrediting.
I thought Hacks and Cheats is Bo Bales.
No, yeah, Hacks and Cheats is Bo, and then Saturn and Film and TV was
that was due with the Paddington avatar. I forgot what his name was.
Oh yeah, right. Death Scythe.
Death Scythe, yeah, Death Scythe. That's who it was.
Death Scythe. So he's the one doing that. So we have a lot of folks in the community, and then there, of course is Sega Steve's sales bin, which someone has. We did get an inquiry on one of those items. There's if you guys are interested in picking up some Saturn games, there's a whole list of Saturn games under the sales bin that are available from Steve. So check that out.
Yeah, it's funny looking at this, like, cause like, so I just want to point out that it's funny, like all these references and stuff, like it stopped like in the West for a long time. Like the last one I think was La Femme Nikita was the last one, and then it jumped to like, and all of it was anime for the longest time. Okay, there's some of the King of Queens. Okay, I see. Okay, there's some King of Queens ones. Okay. Well, still, it's just funny. It jumps, and then all of a sudden, it's like the West. There's a bunch of cartoons that reference it, which I think is kind of cool. I wonder if any of the ones that did the cartoons. Sorry. Anyways, I'll keep going.
No, I apologize for the tangent. We can get back on topic. What was next? So we talked MSR. Go check that out.
GTA 3.
GTA 3. It's all about making that.
We talked a little bit already, but we can talk
more racing and radio. Yeah, we did. Wow, I mean, what an amazing piece of work. I know Frog Bowl, who's here, like he was involved in that, but I mean, there were so many hands involved in this project. It's crazy. This kind of like that kind of I was thinking when this came out and how it came to fruition in about 6 months. Like
what the heck?
From looking like people were.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt.
Oh no!
What? This guy is spamming. What made Red Ring Why would you do that? You made me do a tongue twister. Sorry, I'm not reading that
Ice
now.
Pack.
What made Red Ring Rico's ring red?
What made Red Ring?
Why would you make me do a tongue twister?
Shadow Master took care of it.
Okay.
But that's a legit viewer. I know that guy. I just don't know why he posted it 3 times.
I think he might have glitched.
Yeah, maybe. What I was going to say was this really speaks
you don't have to time
the
him
power.
out. You can untime him out. He doesn't have to be timed out. It's not a big deal.
This project speaks to the power of like a full development team, like the bulk slash team, or like this large team of individuals who know what they're doing and are able to come together and make something happen in like 6 months, because we saw early on that the thing was hardly running on the Dreamcast, and then now it's like you look at these side-by-side videos with PlayStation 2 and you're almost like, yeah, like in some ways it's better than PS2. What do you think, Dan?
Oh, I was gonna read it out.
Wait, Dan, you said you didn't get a chance to try it yet, right?
Yeah, I've just watched our coverage on it.
Coverage, right?
Pat's video and Sega Guy's video.
Yeah, essentially what happened was like I got contacted by Frog Bowl like an hour before his release, like, hey, this is coming out now. I'm like, wait, what? And like this is shown off before, like they had Sega Guys and everyone else like show off early builds for it, and we had Stefano Cornelius, I'm pretty sure that's how you say that name, showing off early demos, and then Sega Guys of course got an early look at it, and it was pretty bad looking back then. I remember a lot of people were laughing at it but saying how bad it looked, and I was like, guys, this is like an early beta test. And I think it's another example why you can't show this stuff off to people or like take them seriously, because it's like guys, this is like impressive just for what it was. I was like, oh, it runs like crap. It's like no kidding, they're just starting work on it, boys.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
like,
and they're not done.
Bro.
They're not done. There's what I love about it is that it shows on your VMU. It shows like how much resources are being taken up by each, like the Power VR and the SH4, and it's about 80% right now. So I mean, if you got some good cooling in your Dreamcast, they might push it to near 100, and we'll see what happens. But I think that there's definitely more gas in the tank.
Just press your fan against the just press a fan against your Dreamcast. That'll be fine. Now
I want one of those like VA0 Dreamcasts with the cooling pipes and everything like that. Macho Nacho did a video on it recently, like a mod of that, and I was like, I have never found one of those in the wild. I've never found one of those original Dreamcasts with like the full cooling. But
I didn't realize such thing existed.
Yeah, like total like heat sinks on each chip, with like the metal cooling pipes that goes out to the fan and like a big heat sink on the fan. And they got rid of that quick because I guess it was expensive. And made the Dreamcast more expensive. But I mean, they're not. Trek is a liquid cooled Dreamcast, but definitely they're not done working on this. They're gonna push it more, and it's great. Folks should definitely check this out.
And I'm gonna show off the video of the Sega Guys, because their video is a little bit better than mine.
James did a really good job.
Yeah, I was actually talking off scene that I actually messed up my capture card. Oh no, we talked about that earlier on the show. The capture card messed up, and it was only 480p instead of like 1080p on my retro thing. So that was a bit of a blunder, but the video blew up. It's like our most popular video now on our YouTube channel. So I hit 24k views, which is kind of nuts. So it finally beat our other Dreamcast video. We had the Castlevania unreleased demo, Resurrection. I thought that was pretty hilarious that it only took another Dreamcast game to beat our other video that's our highest, which was a Dreamcast game.
It just means we got to work harder to make the Saturn more interesting to people and more popular with people. Like, geez, Dreamcast is just the only thing that beats all of it.
Ultimately, more people relate, I guess. So that's just the reality of it. Not a lot of folks in the West had a Saturn, or can relate and engage to it the way that they do instantly with the Dreamcast, which is further made sad by the fact that Dreamcast only lasted a couple years on the market and died just because of the circumstances. It was such a great console. But yeah.
Well, I wanted to shout out the couple other developers who Pat mentioned at the bottom of the story. AMP, also known as Poititis, and then also Falco Grigas.
That's the SKMP is the other dude, what's his name, the Stefano Cornelius.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Falco talking about this in the Sega Extreme Discord for months, so I'm definitely familiar with Falco. But yeah, shout outs to them and Frog Bowl and anyone else who helped them with making this, because it is, I mean, it's not an impossible port, clearly. It's quite possible, but they made it possible. That's all.
I didn't know about Falco Gaiaris, but he actually was the one behind the Elysian Shadows. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Can you scroll up and click the link to DCA3, the website?
The website, yeah, I can do that.
Right there, because actually, when it comes to developers, you had Axel Gear 89, Div 22, Esperel, Falco Gears, I can't say that. Frog Bowl, Ian Michael, Iridon, Jackson, Nissan. There were so many people involved in this project.
It's kind of nuts.
And then there's testers. Like there were more testers. Derek Pasquarelli, A-Team, Dreamcast Freak, Hawk Zero, who's in our community. You know,
the
tons
Guru.
of folks.
Toast with the most did it.
Yeah, Toast with Lee, Toast with the most, shouts, helped out testing this thing. And that was like, so the number of people that helped bring this to fruition, not to mention the folks who did the website, is just crazy, you know. So that just shows what the community is capable of when they come together.
They got
and
the
I think
touch. They got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Shadowmass asked about the monetization on the video. Yeah, we were able to monetize it. I think. How much did it make? Let me double check. Or it's not showing for some reason, but it's I think it was like $20-something it made or something nuts. It was kind of crazy, yeah, because we got quite a bit from that, so that's kind of neat.
But yeah, so go download the patch and then get a PC copy of GTA 3. You can get it from Steam. It's not particularly expensive.
Yeah, it's a bit of an intensive patching process, so.
Right.
But I mean, it's the only real legal way to do it. You can always find it in different ways, but to be on top of it and then be able to update it as they make changes, you probably want to learn how to do it, so you don't have to keep asking for the disk image of it.
Yeah.
Right. Can I get a pre-patched image, please? No.
Yeah, it's called actually, I don't think you can.
Teach a man to fish. Teach a man to fish, right? But I know how people get about that, right? No, to protect these, I mean, that's the thing too, is even though these guys are doing this project, which is totally a passion project, they're not really hurting anyone, there's still a chance that they could be given a cease and desist. You know, we just don't know. But I mean, and it's like, they're not really distributing any intellectual property,
right.
I don't know, technically, but they, I don't know, the way the laws work, I think they can still be told to stop.
I don't think Rockstar would care though. I don't think they would.
We definitely, you just want to like protect the creators as much as possible by not doing stuff like asking for pre-patched images, you know? I think that's why they kind of want to stay as far away from that as possible.
Yeah, which is for the best. You don't want to mess with that stuff.
Take-Two is who owns it.
Oh, Take-Two? I thought that's Rockstar that owned that.
I don't think so. I think it's Take-Two.
Oh.
Rockstar made it, right? But I don't think
Take-Two is still around.
Distribution license. Yeah.
Yeah, Take-Two is the publisher that owns Rockstar Studios.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
What's
today you learned?
We another thing from James. So definitely check out Sega Guy's video on that, and then also SAROO firmware 0.7 is out.
Yeah.
So this one makes a couple changes, a couple neat ones. I know one of the big ones that they have the SAROO logo that's on there, which is kind of cool. They have and the one thing that they made that's pretty big is the menu with the game disc image on it. I'm not a huge fan of that implementation because James Dan wrote this, right? No, James did. James wrote that the image is like going over the text. So it's hard to see what games are going on there. So I'm not a big fan of that. I know you could put it in the foreground, But hopefully they find a better way to set that up, because that's kind of not the best.
You can change the layers so that like the game titles are on top of the box art. But I mean, yeah, it still looks like a little bit janky, and it can still be kind of hard to read depending on the game box. You know, if it's very white and there's white text on top of it, you're still not gonna be able to read it. So
a little bit. But yeah, there's a couple changes. I think the biggest one is the memory manager. I think he said, where basically you can copy between the server's card memory and the system, which is kind of cool. I think it's a bit elegant.
Huge.
I wish
that's a big deal for folks who don't know. At first, you couldn't do that at all. Like with the SAROO, you were completely isolated from the system memory, you know. And then what you did on SAROO wouldn't necessarily or couldn't show up on the main system memory. And so it was like a blessing and a curse, because in one way you have the per game save, which is great, but in another way you couldn't really manage it, you know, with as much autonomy as you might want to, you know. So this is actually a really big deal for it.
If you had pre-existing saves, you couldn't use them with your SAROO,
right? Yeah, exactly. Like you were in the middle of, I don't know, a big RPG, like Shining Force 3 or whatever, and you wanted to just continue on the SAROO or something like that. Trekkies, you know, I know folks who are not like big fans of the SAROO have pointed out that, you know, while it fixes a couple things, it also breaks a bunch of other things, you know. And I do think that there are instances where that's true. Like, I mean, some folks are having like really weird mileage may vary kind of experiences when it comes to like Grandia. I know Trekkie's patch of Grandia, it really does rely on perfect timing when it comes to streaming the FMVs and stuff.
Data.
Because it just assumes you have a CD laser in perfect condition. And if you're rocking like a satiator, for example, that would be the case, because a satiator emulates a CD drive in perfect condition, you know, 1-to-1 speed. We know SAROO doesn't really like to play nice when it comes to like how do I reword that? It doesn't really stick to you know, OEM speed. And even when you're patching it in the text config file, it's still just kind of like approximate. It's like making little approximate changes to kind of like help it get closer to OEM speed, but it's not really there. So yeah, it's and I mean, I think James' comment is exactly how I feel. Like it's a cheap and easy way to play the retail library for sure.
Yeah, I think people just have to realize that you pay for what you get for with it. So it's still in the beta works. There's still like issues with it, and honestly, I really wish they would get rid of that, you know, faster writing speed and just do what the other ODs are and make it like 1-to-1, so it helps with more compatibility. Like I'd rather have that than fast loading, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's gonna be different strokes depending on who you ask. Some people really love the fast loading, and I can definitely see how it helps in fighting games where it has to like load in big character assets and stuff like that. And it's like, though that's where you really notice you do notice, like with the initial loading of a game, that the title screen comes up quicker, but you also really notice it, and it pays off in dividends when in regards to in-game loading. But again, you know, I wish the developers weren't so stubborn. I wish they were kind of willing to play ball with because again, like we talk about playing the retail library, but for a lot of folks, playing Trekkie's patch of Grandia is going to be as close as they get to playing the retail copy and being able to enjoy and understand it, right?
Yeah.
And that was a part of the retail library. It's just like a lot of folks can't play through that, you know, ginormous game in Japanese unless they know and speak Japanese.
Or have a guide by them or something like that.
So it's wonderful that members of the community have given us these patches. You know, it would just be nice if folks who have a SAROO can enjoy them. You know, it sounds like some folks can without any issues, and then some folks can't. That actually, I think, is the most frustrating part. It's like, how do you even begin to parse that? You're like, okay, Trekkies can't even help the folks who have problems, because like, well, it works for this guy, but it doesn't for you. So it must be like a hardware revision specific.
Yeah, is it caused by the fact that there's different sellers on AliExpress that are kind of sourcing different boards or something? Is that what's happening?
I mean, different firmware, different boards.
Yeah, you need to know what firmware are you using, what board, you know, what Saturn hardware revision do you have, what you know, where did you get the PCB from? Oh my god,
is your SAROO just borked in the first place? Yeah. Is it just borked out the gate?
So troubleshooting and helping anybody with that kind of is just a lost cause. You just kind of, as Trekkies or as any of these developers, you just kind of have to say, well, I'm sorry, sorry, not sorry. I maybe buy another one or try it on a different Saturn.
Because I even got that on the Sega guys. This person asked about the Grandia thing not working. I'm like, I can't really give you much advice. It's the SAROO's issue with the reading speed. The only thing I could recommend is maybe get something else to play it.
And play it through a different method. Because the developers of Homebrew and of translation patches really just need to make sure that this thing works on original hardware,
right?
Running through like a normal ODE or burning to a disk or something like that. If it works well any other way with emulators or with something that's doing something weird like the SAROO, okay, great, that's gravy on top. But if it doesn't, that's not on the patch developer. They're just trying to make sure that their patch runs on like the most stock hardware possible,
right?
So they can't like reprogram the game to make it work with all these different things.
Yeah. I realize I kind of talk about this caveat every time we talk about the SAROO, and it's not because I'm trying to be negative Nancy or anything like that. I kind of like the SAROO, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it bears repeating because we continue to see people that come to the table with problems about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people keep coming and having problems and they keep asking why, then it's really important for us to just make sure that folks are knowledgeable about what they're getting themselves into. James said it very succinctly. It's a great, cheap way to play the retail library. And if that's all you care about, then go have fun, and there's a ton of great features, even with this newly uploaded firmware, that folks can enjoy for sure. But folks just need to know that, and they need to definitely not hold, like the developers culpable for like, oh, it doesn't work with my setup,
Yeah, you can't ask people, it's like, why is it not working on SAROO? It's like,
that's not a what do you call it? Like a fault of
the developers.
The Grandia patch. The Grandia patch was very well done, very well executed, and I guarantee if folks play it with any kind of ODE that's emulating a 1-to-1 CD drive, they'll have no problems whatsoever. It's excellent. But yeah, your mileage may vary, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So
thanks
for sure.
to James for that video, though. Thanks to James. Yeah. Well done overview of the new features on SAROO, and I'm sure it's only going to get better. And who knows? Maybe they'll get to that point where everything works and it's great.
I'd like to. Like I said, I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to drink the haterade, but like, I mean, I want to have people like, I want people to not like be like, why isn't this working? So I hope they fix it up and it's as good as the Fenrir and the Satiator.
It's in the title, right? SAROO firmware 0.7. So it's not even 1.0 yet, right? So that kind of tells you what you need to know. It's still beta.
The 0.0 is big there, people. Like this is what you have to look at. This is not a retail device. This is a beta thing still. We're still on the
cutting edge. We're
back on the cutting edge. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Right. Next up is
it's our January community challenge. Yeah, our
SHIRO a lot of debate in the chat. I like it. Let me go play the video.
Challenge is back. Yes, go with the video.
Who's got the cool to walk off? I guess that's a quote from the manual.
It is, yeah. The US manual. Heat. So there you go.
Huge shouts to the council. Huge shouts to Double Dime and Gregory Rasputin, Joe,
and Random, who wrote the music just for that trailer.
Wow, that music actually is bomb. That's awesome.
Yeah, he does a great job every time.
He's freaking amazing. He said he's interested in doing some stuff for SHIRO too. So, and I was
I want some intro music.
No, I will not say no.
Give me some intro music.
Free time on my hands. But seriously, guys,
we'll pay you, sir.
Double Dime and Gregory and Joe and Random, all you guys for bringing us this community challenge. I think that this one is going to be pretty. A lot of folks can do really well with this. I think the way that this game plays out, and it's kind of a button masher, but there is some skill to it. You kind of have to figure out exactly when you need to press the button or what time, the timing. It's all about timing, really, with this game.
Yeah.
And so I think folks are going to really enjoy it. I'm going to try to participate as well. How about you, Pat? Dan?
I wish I could say I could, but I'm probably going to forget like I always do. But I like it, and I'm glad that this is a thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I have it on my PC, and I need to put it on my Satiator's SD card. But as soon as I finally do that, I'm going to definitely jump in. We do already have some participants. Not able to put it up on screen, but we've had a.
I can put it on screen. Where's that at? Is it in the
Double
form?
Dime PM'd it to me.
Oh, Double Dime. That's a shame.
I don't know if he PM'd it to you too.
He probably should, because I'm the only one that could put it up on screen.
Yeah, I PM'd it to you. There you go. Yeah, Notorious VDP has put in some really good times. He's leading real quick in some of the categories. Sega RPG Fan doing well. Qbert TZY has put in some solid times. How You Been has contributed as well. So thank you guys for putting up some early times. This challenge just started 2 days ago. So it's early days. It's going to go through all month. Right. So we're competing in 12 contest categories. There's the time attack for bobsleigh, cross country, downhill, short track, speed skating, skeletons, slalom, snowboard, and speed skiing.
You guys got skeletons?
Yes, skeletons and Mr. Bones, your favorite game.
Wow. Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, well, I was just going to go right through it, but you stopped me to make sure that we made the reference. So I was happy to do that for you. We also have Score Attack, individual match for aerial and ski jumping. And we have an 11 event heat, which I believe Gregory named the Hendecathlete. And that is because Hendeca means 11, I guess. Kind of like, octo means 8 or,
I'll give you a Hendeca.
Hendecathlete. So thank you for that. So you can use ODEs, but you have to use real Saturn hardware as usual. No emulation, no cheating, normal difficulty, NTSC only, not
NSFW.
PAL, because this game does run slower. Yeah, it's not optimized for 50 hertz. So
sorry, Europeans, get a power converter and get a TV and play it like the real Americans do.
Well, I know James is rocking 60 hertz. I believe Tom Fum is 60 hertz. I'm not sure about Dan. I think Dan the Mega Driver is still playing 50 hertz, or I could be wrong.
I think Momphis is 50 hertz or 60. He's got a 60 hertz Saturn.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also has a very nice setup. I like his Saturn setup.
But now, is there normally there are like mid-month shakeups or something like that change like the challenge? Is this just kind of going straight through the month?
Yeah, I don't think we have a mid-month shakeup this month for this one. This one's just we're sticking with these categories all month long. You submit your score by going to the SHIRO Discord server, to the community challenge channel, and there's a forum. We actually linked the forum in the story on SegaSaturnShiro.com as well. But you just fill out like a really quick form on Google Docs, just to give your time, and take a photo of your TV screen or monitor or whatever.
I like the Cool Runnings reference you guys made.
Yeah.
So both Sega guys have 60 hertz consoles. For some reason, Dan Mega Driver was only able to, with this STCC, the Sega Touring Car. I think he was doing PAL for some reason.
FTC.
And that got me thinking that he had 50 hertz. But anyway, so just for clarification. But yeah, so that's awesome, folks. definitely there will be prizes.
Yes.
I know is making patches. Zyden will make a shirt.
Patches as usual.
How's Zyden going to make... I don't know. I'm going to have to really reduce the colors of that logo for a shirt, because I know he does like... he does, I don't know, where he like prints out the patches and then irons them on or something like that. And so he's got a limited colors to work with. So I'm sure it's doable. It'll be doable.
Where the heck do I keep the thing for the studio lights at? Oh well. Oh yeah, there it is. A different layer. Oh well.
The fake studio lights.
I have to move those, and I have to move those to a different layer. It's on the capture thing. It's getting in front of
You just get rid of them.
No, I want them up.
That was a silly. That was a silly. What do you call that? Skeuomorphism.
Don't worry, I fixed it.
Kind of looks silly.
I fixed it. I like it. It looks good now. There we go. Now it's on the proper layer, and now we're able to have the browser fully shown.
Nice. There's our technical difficulties for the week.
One for the rhythm, one for the rhyme. Get ready, it's bobsled time.
I actually never saw Cool Runnings.
Oh, dude, watch it tonight. It's so funny. I'm going to kiss my lucky egg.
Oh, Historic Nerd. Oh, I didn't even see that. I thought you were just making that up on the spot.
Yeah, no. No,
good job, Historic Nerd. Shouts out. Can't wait to meet you in person and smash your CDI into pieces. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
I'm just gonna like. Hopefully you're gonna be at Retropalooza, because I'm thinking of going there. So I'll see you there, and I will see your CDI into pieces. out the door. I will fight you. We'll have a brawl. It'll be was it like TGI Fridays after 3 margaritas or whatever. Let's fight, boy. Let's go. All right, so, but yeah, cool.
Beautiful game.
I almost said Cool Runnings. Winter Heat.
Yeah.
So, I hate all of you guys. Winter Heat. Anyway, play it.
For folks who don't know, Winter Heat is one of the best looking games on the Saturn. No joke. It runs in like the high res mode and looks amazing.
Like its predecessor to Cathlete.
Yes. It looks, when you boot it up, you're just like, wow, this is a Saturn game. I mean, not that the Saturn can't do that, but it's just like, it's kind of like VF2, like pretty shocking.
You don't see it often.
It just looks so good. Yeah. It just, it runs at, is it 60 frames per second or 30?
Probably. And this is an AM3 game.
Yeah, it looks like 60 frames per second. And I think that's the thing that makes the big difference.
I was like the Junkyards video they did on this.
Oh yeah, classic.
They did a funny video. I'm gonna see if I can.
They did it with a theme. You know, they did it. So the Junkyard, for folks who don't know, the Saturn Junkyard put out a video years ago where they basically pretended like it was the Winter Olympics, and they were like doing live broadcast, reporting of each sport and stuff like that with commentary.
Don't worry, I'm finding the video. It's really funny. Like, it's super old, but I love it.
Father K is like shivering in the cold. He's like, I'm out here shivering my ass off. So
I'm surprised. It looks really good. I'm gonna get the video up.
It's really funny. Folks definitely need to watch that if they haven't seen it. The Winter Olympics are heating up.
Oh gosh, it doesn't show the video up.
Doesn't work. Put it in theater mode, like the middle setting. Yeah, there you go. And then scroll it down. Nah, that's not working.
This sucks.
That sucks.
Let me see if I can lower it down. It's just not. But yeah, it's like a 13-minute video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I didn't realize how long it was. It's like 13 minutes. That's kind of really funny.
It's one of the best things the Saturn Junkyard ever made, in my opinion.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Everyone go bomb that. Why can't I type in my own chat?
Why don't you just put a link to that? Why don't you put a link to that video?
It won't let me put it. It's saying error. Try again. I am God in my server.
In our community challenge.
YouTube is fighting back.
Oh, I can't put it in the video description. It will not let me. I don't know why. It will not let me.
Put it in the community challenge channel.
It logged me out of my account again.
Oh God.
Oh, it did. It did. It logged me right out of my account again.
All
Thank you. Thank you very much, YouTube. I love you. I love when you do this to me. Thank you. I just needed to do that.
How are you still streaming?
I don't know why it logged me out. Why did you do that? Everything was good, and now it's not. Why YouTube? Why? Can you please? Okay, let me get back in my chat.
Stream data to that stream key, so I
I
guess
know the
that's
stream
how
key works. It just logged me out on my damn YouTube thing.
Next up is another Bo article.
Angry Patrick.
Bo has nothing better to do than to just hack and patch numerous. No, I'm just kidding. Bo's just so prolific, and he's got another Dreamcast, more Dreamcast under the microscope, Sakura Wars and Sakura Wars 2 on Dreamcast. So this one makes me happy.
It makes me happy.
I know.
Yeah, he points out that there were cheat codes for the Saturn versions of Sakura Wars and Sakura Wars 2. So he wondered, well, are those cheat codes in the Dreamcast version as well? Turns out, yes, there are. And he's got them in his article.
I think my favorite one is the debug menu where they say start ending and start ending with GF. Like they actually have GF in the thing. That's kind of funny.
Double Dime, I did shout Joe as a part of the what is it, the council, but yeah, specifically Joe is also he's also heading up the forums, like he's managing the submission forms for the community challenge. So again, shouts to Joe as usual for helping with that.
Shouts out Joe.
Awesome. We love Joe.
I love Joe.
He's a Sega RPG fan.
Bizarre Joe Ventures.
He happens to like Sega RPGs a little bit.
Big RPG fan.
Anyway, Bo Bales, the man, the myth, the legend,
the leg,
hacks and patches games, and this time it's Dreamcast with Sakura Wars and Sakura Wars 2, and we get to do, let's see, start opening plays one of the intro scenes, start the ending items. It prompts you for disc 2 where the endings are stored. Start eye catch doesn't seem to work. He unlocked all of these debug features basically.
Good stuff. So if you need that heroin, I don't think you'd want to set that. You'd probably want to get heroin. You probably want to go get some help for that.
Heroin, he's all gone.
But yeah, lots of options in the play music, play movie, and it's in both Sakura Wars 1 and 2, which are both on Dreamcast, which we will probably never get translations of on Dreamcast.
Yeah, so, it's probably, I think I heard that it's even more of a spaghetti code than the Saturn versions, because they pretty much fused the Saturn version code with new stuff for the Dreamcast. Yeah.
Oh boy, so my favorite.
Even worse. Wow. So it would be hell.
You see what Trekkies have been doing with the SMT game? I think maybe it's possible. It just depends on who wants to torture themselves.
Tackle it.
The thing is that at this point, both Sakura Wars 1 and 2 are going to get fan translation on the Saturn. At this point, like, I guess what would be the point of the Dreamcast one besides some graphical fidelity fixes? Right. Like maybe better looking menus, but it's music. like at that point, I'd rather what's that called? I would rather have them work on 3 and 4 than try to port 1 and 2, in my honest opinion.
I kind of prefer Sakura Wars in 240p, versus like the enhanced, like the it does look sharper, right? And I mean the columns game that Derek did on the Dreamcast. Yeah. Chef's kiss, it looks beautiful, right? Especially in VGA. But I almost really prefer it on the Saturn, like in the lower fidelity. Just because of the
That's because you're SaturnDave. Of course you do.
Because I'm SaturnDave, and because of the hand
drawn. He is SaturnDave.
The sprites, they just, I don't know, they just look more fitting, I guess, on the Saturn. Yeah. When you blow it up to the Dreamcast, you some of the artwork does look sharper and better, but then when you have like the little maps that you walk through, like the rooms and stuff, it's just it just doesn't
apart, Lisa.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it on the Saturn, but then again, I'm SaturnDave, so I'm biased.
He's Saturn biased.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan, you're having swordfish for dinner?
Heck yeah, we are.
You know, it's funny. I was playing RuneScape and I was actually fishing for swordfish the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I burned half of them. I suck cooking swordfish in that game. I thought that was really funny. I saw swordfish like, oh boy, I'm doing that too, but it's a lot worse.
Hopefully we do better in real life with our swordfishes.
Yeah, just don't cook it on a range and not a bonfire.
Yeah. So
good advice.
Are you gonna test out any of these cheats, Pat? You gonna download?
I definitely will think I'd try. The thing I probably do it for the video so I can see the GFs.
Mm-hmm.
And I might do some capture for a video. I'm probably gonna be doing when that Sock Wars 2 patch drops.
Okay.
Well,
so I'll probably do that, and I'll watch all the GFs.
Mm-hmm.
Ending with GFs.
Next and finally, unless Dan has like a refresh article that's gonna pop up. No, okay.
No, like I said, I was working on some about the Innova Saturn emulator, but it's not ready yet. So.
Sometimes when I say last but not least, then Dan's like, actually, Dave,
actually, Dave.
He's got one more thing,
Dave,
and it's a Dreamcast 2.
It's another Dreamcast story.
Groove on Fight, man. This is an awesome game.
Best of Saturn. This is a best of Saturn game right here.
Good party game. Like bring this out at a party and just like shock your friends with like this awesome.
I like shocking my friends.
Unconventional fighter. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Guilty Gear in a way. It's it's got some similarities there. It's definitely edgy. It's
sort of gothic horror-ish.
Yes.
But it's sort of like a. Yeah, but it's sort of like almost like a Darkstalkers way, where it's like it still knows that it's a video game and it's being kind of silly about it, but it still has like kind of horrifying looking backgrounds like Darkstalkers does.
But just like really beautiful, like hand-drawn sprites. There's this one sprite in the background here, like it's like a little guy with this huge trench coat, and I'm just like, and his feet are like dangling up in the air. Like I don't know how that works, but
because his arms are like mechanical.
That's right. That's right. He's got huge mechanical arms, is what it is.
He walks on the arms.
Got those big arms,
like a gorilla. No, that's cool. And then you got this dude in a rubber suit, like
gimp suit.
Very, gimp suit, basically.
I mean, I like it. I like the dominatrix looking girl and the gimp looking dude.
Yeah, the characters are insane in Groove on Fight. I love them. They're part of why the game is so awesome. And it's all drawn by Range Murata, who also did the artwork he's done some artwork for like anime and whatnot, but he also did Wackenroder on the Saturn.
Wackenroder, my favorite.
I love his art style.
And he did cool. He did the art for Purikura Daisakusen, I think.
Sure, because that's part of the same series.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Power Instinct.
Yeah. No. And the thing that's really cool about this game is that it was originally released for the STV Titan board. So this was an arcade game, and one of the coolest features of it is that you can actually play it with 4 players, the 6-player adapter, and have a tag out mode, which is really cool.
Interesting. Papetsu says Groove on Fight reminds me of Baroque. I guess why? Just like because of the
art style,
dark,
probably.
So
very dark and brooding, very Baroque-esque.
Complete different artist though. Similar, I guess, similar styles, but different artists for sure.
Yeah, Wagner's becoming the new Princess Crown Sega Extreme. Oh, is it? I haven't been to Sega Extreme in a while. I figured since it's already out, it satiates people, but I don't know what night status is on with that.
Wackenroder patch isn't officially out.
Right, it's not officially out.
Finished.
I know Knight is still working on it.
Hopefully it'll come out. I'm excited to play that. I know I think he's not hesitant to really have the interest in finishing it though. I think. I don't know.
So should I read Peter's spiel here, the hero?
Sure,
definitely go for it.
Okay. So Peter wrote, Atlas developed Groove on Fight for the STV Titan arcade board, as Pat mentioned, in 1997, which meant a near flawless Saturn conversion followed suit. A 2D fighter featuring teams of 2 that can tag in at will. Up to 4 players can play via the 6-player adapter. Another thing that Pat mentioned. A 1 megabyte RAM cartridge is required for this title, though the 4 megabyte will also work. The title is part of the Power Instinct series of fighters, also known as the, if I can pronounce it right, Goketsuji Ichizoku. It's a tough one for me.
We gotta let the Japanese student Dave say it.
Yeah, Dave, you say
it. So we have Dave here now.
What?
You're here to pronounce Japanese titles because you know Japanese now. You were the go-to.
Where
the Japanese name of the game? Seriously.
No, I'm on the. It's not on the page. It's on.
It's not on the page.
Tab. Yeah, I just added it in from Sega Retro. Anyway, so it's known for its over-the-top characters and moves. Pixel art is the order of the day, and the tag gimmick ensures an extra layer of strategy. Interesting characters, moves, music, and artwork make this a unique Saturn beat 'em up. It definitely is unique. Yeah, it does require the 1 megabyte RAM cartridge. You cannot play it without it. Probably, like the Capcom fighting games that need it, it needs it to swap in all those art assets on the fly. Because you have 4 characters with pretty extensive animation. They all have to be on screen at once, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
So it does make good use of that RAM cartridge.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I love the game a lot. I remember I did this tweet about this ad where they actually were giving away a copy of Groove on Fight with an STV board and a super gun.
Nice.
And imagine winning that prize. Holy crap. That'd be the kid's ultimate dream.
Yeah.
He just has to spend like $500 per game for that STV, but, worth it in my opinion.
Did Atlas publish Wachenroder?
No, Sega did.
Sega published. Okay, all right. Because I know Atlas did these Power Instinct games. You mentioned Purikara was part of the Power Instinct series?
Yeah, or part of the Goketsuji Ichizoku series.
But I mean, it's like an isometric shooter, right? It's like a completely
it's a spin-off. Because the character you play as Clara, Princess Clara, she is a playable character in at least one of these games.
Right.
I think in this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you can play as her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can you play as Princess Kurata in Groove on Fight?
I think maybe she's in a sequel.
Let me check.
Maybe she's in Metro.
That's an interesting thing if that's true. I can't remember, but I'm looking it up. Character.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sega Retro's page here. They have an extensive list of all the moves and characters.
Mm-hmm.
You got Remy Popera. The daughter of Clara from Goketsuji Ichizoku 2. So you can play as Clara's daughter in Groove on Fight. There you go.
There you go. Absolutely, like the art.
They pretty much play because she inherited her magic and her moves and all that stuff. So
the cool thing is like this is probably one of the best looking fighters on the Saturn. That's not SNK or Capcom, and but it's not just a good looking fighter. Like it actually is a good game. It's a
as far as 2D fighters,
right? As far as 2D fighters go, right? And so it's just like I would want to play this game just for alone, but I mean it also ends up being like a really, really good game. So folks definitely owe it to themselves to check this out. It is a little more on the mature side, so I mean, like I wouldn't play this with Jesse, but it's super fun, and I think we played this. Didn't we put this on at PRGE at one point?
Yeah, we put on PRGE.
And somebody who was like new to Saturn was just like, "What
was it this year?
There's these kind of games?" I think it was a couple years ago. Wow.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I don't know.
But anyways, I really like the game. I know that that was a really good one, and I think I really enjoyed Groove on Fight. I like that one. I don't know which one I like better, is Rabbit or Groove on Fight. There's just a lot of weird ones on Saturn that I think are really cool.
Peter is staring into our souls.
Yes, he is.
He's like you feel his eyes open. But yeah, no, it's a really cool game. I'd highly recommend people play it if they haven't. There's a lot of weird ones. Dan's bent over right now. He doesn't have to be, but he likes to be.
I was just getting I was getting out of the way of Peter's stare. Papetsu asks in chat, does anyone know if the Sega STV Titan has the same issue with the half transparencies like the Sega Saturn has? Since the STV is practically Saturn, Sega might have fixed that issue. The half transparencies on VDP1. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it does. They're the same hardware. The only difference is the Titan uses cartridges instead of CDs, except for one game, one of the fishing games.
There's a slight hardware difference in terms of like onboard memory, I think.
Yeah, a little more RAM.
Trekkies might know that arcade specifically. But yeah, like just going off of what I've seen, no. Trekkie says no.
He doesn't. No.
Oh, okay. I thought there was some kind of
he does. They don't. Okay, sorry.
Identical memory and hardware. Okay. Yeah. Aside from the fact that it boots from a cart.
Yeah, so, it's really good. I like it. I have one, but apparently there's issues with it. I just haven't booted it up yet. So
got it.
I got to put it on my arcade machine. I have not yet to try it, so I feel bad.
But see, okay. But with the STV, and this is maybe what I'm talking about. With the STV, you would have the cart, right? You'd have the cart of Groove on Fight, right? And you would not have a 1 meg RAM cart. Either the 1 meg RAM would be a part of the Groove on Fight cart, or it's like on board on the arcade PCB.
Maybe the arcade version does not need extra RAM because it's loading everything off of a cartridge, which it can stream the data off the cartridge, and it's faster than CD.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's like streaming art assets in off of a Sega Genesis cartridge. You can just do that on the fly while you're playing a game.
Yeah, it's just with the C stuff.
They're reading the data onto the ROM cart and then loading it that way because it's quicker, especially for like the tag team thing.
Right.
Yeah, and
I would guess that's probably what's happening there.
You were saying they actually had to cut some animations in the Saturn port, which means that if you want the best version of it, definitely recommend playing it on the STV for sure. The show.
Although the Saturn version does have I think it's an exclusive playable character, which is Damien. His secret playable character.
Yeah, I find that I like Radiant Silvergun. It's 2 different experiences really with the STV version and the Saturn version, but I'd still take the Saturn version because of the FMVs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and just make sure that Ben prefers the STV version of Radiant Silvergun. So you know,
just make sure to play the Japanese version, or you lose guns. Weirdly enough,
right?
The STV version of Groove on Fight does not have the 4-player mode. Trekkie says he thinks it doesn't have the 4-player mode, which I guess that would make sense. It was probably meant for cab.
Now I'm curious. Can we bring up a picture of a cab? Groove on Fight cab?
I don't think there was really a cab for it. It just was like a arcade conversion thing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't think they've ever done like a specific STV cab. Maybe they did one
artwork.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose it might have just been changing the marquee, right?
Right, and that's why I wouldn't support 4 players, because they didn't make their own bespoke cab for it. It was using like already existing, probably whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, there was a cab for it. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I thought there wasn't. There actually is a cab. Really? It's really janky looking though.
Groove on Fight. I'm looking.
I'll put the video up. I put the browser away, but it's right here. Like this weird jank cab.
Well, no, that's the Titan arcade cab. Just scroll up.
That's what the STV was used on.
Then they're just changing the marquee then, and you're right. It wouldn't have.
They never had a specific thing. That's when they were trying to make it more in house and stuff like that, or in like more like dedicated stuff. Yeah, standardized. I think they actually started bringing some of the candy cabs to America at some point, at least for some of the machines. Like I know that the bass fishing actually used a modified Blast City cab, which I think is kind of nuts.
Yeah, Malenko said we always called it the Die Hard arcade cab, and I totally agree. Like, because that's the only STV game that I ever saw in the wild was Die Hard arcade. Like,
I've never seen one.
Had it.
I've never seen one that wasn't Die Hard arcade. It's always Die Hard arcade.
Right.
The only time I've ever seen.
I have an STV, and the only cart I have is Die Hard arcade because it's the most common one. I still need to get one of those multi-cards.
It was made in America, that game. Yeah, so
that's true.
Sense.
Yeah, it is at ZapCon though. I actually saw something that actually made a Cotton 2 cab, but I imagine just a modified STV that used cotton stuff.
That's still cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. They only had it there once.
Night, Captain Hodden. We're saying Night to Dragon. Night to Dragons of Saturn.
Night, Mr. Frederick.
Tap out. See ya. Yeah. Well, Groove on Fight. Go play it. Thanks to Peter for
good Saturn game.
Another great article. Do we have a Best of Saturn on the website? Articles. Best of Saturn. We do. Okay, cool. So there's an actual category for that.
Yeah, I've been coughing on Dan all night, so hopefully you enjoy my germs, Dan.
I will. I'll be missing
more than just coughing on him, Pat.
I'll be sick with past
I've been pulling stuff out of him, like I'm pulling like water bottles out of Dan.
Dan's
putting stuff inside of him.
Yeah, we're just messing him up.
I'm not doing well. All right. Well, I think that's our show today.
That's the show,
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That is.
And let's thank our patrons,
Patreones.
Patrones. We've got a Murder of Crows, Sir Rulion, Chris Piper. You should hit up Chris, Dan, for a case and back art for that Cyber Speedway.
Oh.
He could hook you up, I'm sure.
Good idea.
Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pasquarella A-Team, Emerald Nova, Evo 42, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clash or Rank, Mr. Joe Engine, Johannes Fetz himself, Lion Wing Publishing, Memphis, Normal Guy, Nutrageous, Paul Bort, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Sega Steve, Stone Man, The Sega Guys, and Jung Rhythm Swee.
Young Money Swee,
Young Money Swee. It's the joke that keeps giving. We love you guys, and we appreciate your contributions.
Join our Discord, otherwise. Talk with us.
And to everybody else who contributes, even $1 or whatever you can, that's awesome, and it definitely keeps the proverbial lights on. We've got like Google
hosting
AdSense
costs.
And web hosting and stuff going out
and we pay for the prizes that are part of the community challenge.
That's right. T-shirts, patches, all that stuff helps these events keep going. We appreciate you guys, and everybody who can't afford to support us financially, we appreciate you for joining the Discord and being a part of the community. You're what kind of makes it the world go round, really.
And we appreciate you watching the show and listening to the podcasts and interacting
61 people. I mean, at the end,
that was pretty big. Yeah, thank you guys.
We're about to roll credits and we still have 61 people, so thanks everybody for hanging in there with us. That's good. Yeah, so
come back next week. We'll see you next week. We'll be here the same time.
Same place.
It's been
on Friday.
Yeah, we've been pretty good about it, right? Since 2021. 2020.
Yeah, I don't think we even took a week off last year.
Somehow we managed. Anyway, it's been SaturnDave, Danthrax, and TraynoCo reminding you that you must play Sega Saturn.
You must.
We'll see you on the Sega side. No, just see
sure.
We're stealing your stuff, so you guys.
Stealing your stuff. I'm just kidding.
I'm not. Just joking later.